Well, welcome back to Game 2 of our doubleheader between the Northwestern Rangers and the Colorado Christian Cougars. Rangers, of course, winning the first game of the doubleheader by a score of 16-12 on the strength of a Hagen Barcelo grand slam home run in the bottom of the 8th. Rangers will start Dylan Bradford at first, Carson Wright in left, Hagen Barcelo at second. Chad Green will be the designated hitter, Connor Green at third base, Porter Pittman in right field, Trevor Sayre in center, Zach Vital catching. Junior Will Cates. Will is a business administration major out of Tuttle, Oklahoma. Last year he appeared in 12 games. He started 3 of them. He had a 4-0 record with a 4.4 ERA in 28 innings pitched. He gave up 34 hits, 14 earned runs. He walked 12. He struck out 16. Opponents hit 296 off of him. And he will face a lineup of Lucas Heinze, Gregory Rangel, William Brazel will be the DH. Major Maiden will be at first. Aiden Welsh will be in right field. Gavin Acosta at short. Connor Lang at third. Taylor McLeod at second. And Ross Panlasigi will be catching today in the second game of the doubleheader for Colorado Christian. Leading off for Colorado Christian will be Lucas Heinze, and he will take strike 1 from the Ranger junior pitcher Will Cates. And the 0-1 pitch is going to be fouled off, and that'll move the count to 0-2. Heinze in the first game of the doubleheader went 2 for 6. No home runs, no RBIs. The 0-2 pitch to Heinze is high for a ball. The count moves to 1-2. One-two pitch is fouled off. The count will hold at 1-2. Rangers trying to win their 3rd straight to start the season. They will play a 4th tomorrow against Colorado Christian. That game will start at noon, so plenty of time to get to church or whatever you enjoy doing on Sunday mornings, and then come on out for a baseball game. The 1-2 pitch is high and inside for a ball. The count will move to 2-2. So 2-2 the count. We're in the top of the first. 2-2 pitch is skied high. Zach Vital is there, makes the catch. And it's 1 up, 1 down for the Cougars here in the first. So that'll bring Gregory Rangel to the plate. Rangel today in the second game is starting in left field. The first game of the doubleheader, he went 2 for 6 with an RBI. Also had a home run in that game. He looks at strike 1. Will Cates out of Tuttle, Oklahoma. Right-hander making his first appearance this year for Coach Bowen and the Rangers. The 0-1 pitch is looked at for a ball. The count moves to 1-1. One pitch is outside for a ball. Count moves to 2-1. So 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. And that's over for a strike. Count moves to 2-2. William Brazel in the on-deck circle for the Cougars. The 2-2 pitch is chopped to second base. Hagen Barcelo up with it. Flips over to first, and there's 2 up, 2 down for Will Cates and the Rangers. 4-3 if you're scoring at home, and that'll bring up William Brazel. Brazel didn't play in the first game of our doubleheader. He did start the game yesterday. He went 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Here's the first pitch from Cates, and it's outside for a ball. The count is 1-0. Will, a strong-looking right-hander. 1-0 pitch is going to be fouled off. Connor Green going to have a look at it. It's going to get out of play. Count moves to 1-1. Of course, with Will, the key thing is throw strikes. 1-1 the count. 2 outs in the top of the first. Here's the pitch. And that's a backdoor slider. Gets in for a strike. Count moves to 1-2. So 1-2 the count. Nobody on in the top of the first. Ranger pitchers only had 1 inning in the first game of the doubleheader where they went 1-2-3. That 1-2 pitch is fouled off. Count holds at 1-2. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So Will Cates, 3 up, 3 down. We move to the bottom of the first. Our score is tied 0-0. So it'll be Dylan Bradford, Carson Wright, and Hagen Barcelo to lead things off for the Rangers here in the top of the first. They will face right-hander Chad Naff. Naff, a sophomore out of Hesperia, California, making his first appearance on the season for the Cougars. Dylan Bradford stepping into the plate. Dylan had a fantastic first game of the doubleheader. He went 2 for 3. He also drew a walk. Picked up an RBI in that game. First pitch to Dylan Bradford is low for a ball. And the count is 1-0. Will Cates in that first inning retires the Cougars 1-2-3 on 16 pitches, 11 of them for strikes. 1-0 here to Dylan Bradford. 1-0 pitch is roped into left field, and it's going to get out of the glove. Nope, he caught it. I thought for a second Aiden Welsh dropped it, but he caught it. Fantastic diving play out there by Aiden Welsh in right field. And Dylan Bradford is retired. Colorado Christian team has made several fantastic defensive plays over the last 2 games. Carson Wright will step into the plate. Carson in the first game of the doubleheader went 1 for 5, picked up an RBI. He's got RBIs in the first 2 games of this early season. And here's the first pitch to Carson Wright, and that's going to be low for a ball. The count is 1-0. Hagen Barcelo in the on-deck circle for the Rangers. 1-0 the count to the Rangers all-star left fielder, and the 1-0 count, the 1-0 pitch, is low and outside for a ball. The count moves to 2-0. So 2-0 the count. Carson Wright, of course, hit .385 last year, 12 home runs. All GAC first team. That ball is lifted into center field. Heinze looks at it, and it's gone. Carson Wright, touch 'em all. Rangers get on the board with a loud shot from Carson Wright, and they lead it 1-0. Carson Wright, a senior out of Bellevue, Nebraska. The reigning Northwestern Male Athlete of the Year from last year. So that'll bring to the plate Hagen Barcelo. Hagen Barcelo had the grand slam in the first game of this doubleheader that really sealed it for the Rangers. He went 4 for 6. He had 5 RBIs. And the first pitch to Barcelo, that's going to be lifted foul. And the count is 0-1. So 0-1 the count. And that ball is going to be hit into left field. It's going to squeeze through for a base hit. And Hagen Barcelo has his 5th hit on the day. And that'll bring to the plate Chad Green. Green in the first game went 2 for 5. He had 3 RBIs. He also homered for the Rangers. And the Rangers trying to put a crooked number up on the scoreboard here in the bottom of the first. And the first pitch to Chad Green is fouled off. So the count is 0-1. So 0-1 the count. Chad Naff on the mound for the Cougars, facing Chad Green with his brother Connor Green in the on-deck circle. 0-1 the count, runner on first. And here's the pitch. That's going to be outside for a ball. And that'll move our count to 1-1. Rangers have jumped out on the Cougars in all 3 games so far of this series. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That ball is going to be lifted high and deep to left field, but that is going to be foul. That'll move our count to 1-2. Both teams used a lot of pitchers in the first game. Of course, this second game of the doubleheader will be 7 innings, as per NCAA rules there. 1-2 the count. Runner on first. 1 out in the bottom of the first. Rangers leading it by a score of 1-0. And Chad Green swings and misses, and there's the first strikeout of the game for the Rangers. So that'll bring to the plate Connor Green. Connor's getting the start in this game at third base. Connor started yesterday, did not play in the first game of the doubleheader. Yesterday's game, Connor went 0 for 3. Here's the first pitch to Connor Green. He's first pitch swinging, and goodness gracious. Boy, look at the Ranger bench scatter on that one. That'll raise some heart rates. 0-1 the count. Hagen Barcelo leading off at first base following his single. Of course, Carson Wright with the big hit in this inning with the solo home run. Rangers leading it 1-0. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be hit to third baseman Connor Lang. Fires over to second for the force out, and that's the inning for the Rangers. But they do get a run on Carson Wright's solo home run. We go to the top of the second. Rangers leading this one by a score of 1-0. Major Maiden, Aiden Welsh, and Gavin Acosta set to hit here in the second. Major Maiden went 2 for 4 in the first game of our doubleheader, and both hits were home runs. So he'll be the first to face Will Cates here in the second game of the doubleheader. And the first pitch to Maiden is a called strike. So the count is 0-1. The 0-1 pitch swung on and missed. And the count quickly moves to 0-2. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. And that's outside for a ball. Count moves to 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that's outside for ball 2. So 2-2. We're in the top of the second. Rangers leading it by a score of 1-0. On the strength of a Carson Wright home run. Bottom of the first. The 2-2 pitch is skied high. Hagen Barcelo underneath it makes the catch, and there's the first out of the inning. So Aiden Welsh comes to the plate for the Cougars. Welsh is another one that had a pretty good game in that first game of the doubleheader. First pitch to Aiden Welsh is fouled off, and the count is 0-1. So 0-1 the count. 0-1 count is high for a ball. Count moves to 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that's inside for a ball. And the count moves to 2-1. Gavin Acosta on deck for the Cougars. 2-1 the count to Aiden Welsh. Here's the pitch. And that one misses inside for ball 3. So it's 3-1. Cates trying to fool him on that inside slider. 3-1 pitch. And that one's going to be slapped foul. And that'll move the count to 3-2. Cates gets the sign from Vital. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So Aiden Welsh is the second strikeout victim of Will Cates, and that'll bring to the plate Gavin Acosta. Acosta playing shortstop in this game as he has in the previous 2 games for Colorado Christian. The first game of the doubleheader, he had 2 hits, picked up an RBI. First pitch to Acosta is a strike. And the count is 0-1. A 1 pitch from Will Cates, and that's going to be ripped down the third base line. Green up with it, fires to first, and for the second inning in a row, it's 1-2-3. We're moving to the bottom of the second. Rangers leading this one by a score of 1-0. Porter Pittman, Trevor Sayre, and Zach Vital set to hit for the Rangers here in the bottom of the second. Rangers leading this one by a score of 1-0. Carson Wright going deep in the first. The Rangers 1 run. Porter Pittman came in relief in the first game, did not have an official at bat, but drew a walk and was hit by a pitch. Here's the first pitch to Porter Pittman. That's outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Rangers in that first game of the doubleheader had 16 runs on 14 hits. Strength of an 8-run third inning. Here's the pitch. And the 1-0 pitch is going to be taken low for a ball. The count moves to 2-0. 2-0 the count. Rangers trying to get the second win of the doubleheader, third win of the series. That pitch is swung on and missed. The count moves to 2-1. Trevor Sayre in the on-deck circle for the Rangers. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And that ball is going to be chopped foul. Count moves to 2-2. So 2-2 the count. Nobody on in the bottom of the second. Porter Pittman leading things off here for the Rangers. Rangers leading it by a score of 1-0. Naff gets the sign. And here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike three. So Porter Pittman goes down on strikes, the second Ranger to strike out in this game. That'll bring to the plate Trevor Sayre. Trevor in the first game went 0 for 4. Did manage to score a run after drawing a walk. And the first pitch to the Rangers center fielder. Sayre's first pitch swing is going to pop it up. Third baseman Connor Lang there makes the catch, and there's 2 done. So Zach Vital comes to the plate. Zach did not play in the first game of the doubleheader. He did get the start yesterday. Yesterday's game, he went 0 for 2. And the first pitch to Vital is taken for a ball. And the count is 1-0. 1-0 pitch, swung on, fouled off. Count moves to 1-1. Rangers, of course, next weekend will be in New Mexico. First road series of the year for Coach Bowen and his crew. 1-1 the count to Zach Vital. And that pitch is taken for a strike. The count moves to 1-2. So 2 outs, bottom of the second. Rangers leading this one by a score of 1-0. Here's the pitch, and Vital's going to lay off that one. Count moves to 2-2. Two and 2 the count. Here's the pitch. And Vital lays off that one. So ball 3, counts full. Rangers will play Newman University on Tuesday. First pitch of that game is set to be at 2 o'clock right here at Glass Family Field before heading and hitting the road to Las Vegas, New Mexico. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And Vital just does manage to get a piece of it. Count holds at 3-2. The Rangers will play New Mexico Highlands University. And then the following weekend, GAC play opens up as Harding University comes to Alva for a 3-game set. 3-2 pitches outside for a ball, so Zach Vital takes first. That'll bring to the plate Jacob Wiltshire. Wiltshire was a defensive replacement in the first game, did not have an at-bat. First game yesterday, he got the start. and got a hit. Officially went 0 for 1, I guess. But he did draw a walk. Came around and scored a run. So 1 on, 2 outs, bottom of the second. Here's the first pitch to Wiltshire. Swings and misses, or fouls it off. 0-1 the count. Won the count. Zach Fatal at first after the 2-out walk. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's low and outside for a ball. Count moves to 1-1. Chad Naff has now thrown 28 pitches, 17 of them for strikes. 1-1 the count. And here's the pitch. And Vital will foul that one off. And the count moves to 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So the Rangers go down in the second. We move to the top of the third. Rangers leading it by a score of 1-0. On to the third we go. Will Cates on the mound for the Rangers. He will face Connor Lang, Taylor McLeod, and Ross Panlasigi for the Cougars. Connor Lang in that first game of the doubleheader for the Cougars with a strong game. First pitch to Connor Lang is over for strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that's low for a ball. The count moves to 1-1. So 1-1 the count. 1-1 pitch is lifted to shallow right field. Porter Pittman up, but Hagen Barcelo is back, and he makes the catch. And there's the first out of the third inning. I'll bring to the plate Tyler McLeod. Taylor McLeod playing second base in this one, making his first appearance on the season for the Cougars. And the first pitch to McLeod is over for a strike. And the count is 0-1. One pitch is in there for strike 2. Will Cates has faced 8 batters so far in this game, and he has thrown a first pitch strike to 7 of them, going right after him. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. The count moves to 1-2. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. And that's a called strike 3. So that's strikeout number 3 for Will Cates. That'll bring to the plate Ross Panlasigi. Panlasigi getting the start at catcher today. Started the game yesterday. First pitch to Panlasigi fouled off and make that 8 out of 9 first pitch strikes by the Ranger junior starting pitcher Will Cates. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. And just fouled off by Panlasigi, and that'll be strike 2. Panlasigi looked like maybe he was trying to get out of the way of that pitch, but bat came around and hit the ball. Therefore, it's a foul ball and a strike. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So 3 up, 3 down for Will Cates. We move to the bottom of the third. Rangers leading it 1-0. On to the bottom of the third we go. Dylan Bradford, Carson Wright, and Hagen Barcelo set to hit for the Rangers. Dylan Bradford in this game is 0 for 1. He hit a sharp ball to right field, but Aiden Welsh with a fantastic play to rob him of a hit and maybe extra bases. Chad Naff on the mound for Colorado Christian to face the Rangers' leadoff hitter, first baseman. And the first pitch to Bradford. Swung on and missed, strike 1. 0-1 the count. Rangers leading this one by a score of 1-0. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that ball is going to be roped into center field. Heinze coming in, but he's going to watch it settle in front of him, and Dylan Bradford's going to have himself another hit. And the Rangers have a leadoff single to start the third. So that'll bring to the plate Carson Wright. Carson is, in this game, he's 1 for 1. He hit a solo home run back in the first, which is accounted for the Rangers' only run so far in this game. And he will try to get things rolling here in the third. Here's the pitch, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 1. Hagen Barcelo in the on-deck circle for the Rangers. As now Bradford, Wright, and Barcelo have accounted for all three of the Rangers' hits in this one. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that just catches the outside corner for a strike, and the count moves to 0-2. Carson getting the sign from Coach Bowen down on the third base line. 0-2 the count, runner on first, nobody out, bottom of the third. Rangers leading it by a score of 1-0. Here's the pitch, and that's outside for a ball. It gets away from the catcher, and Dylan Bradford is going to get himself down to second rather easily. So now the Rangers with a runner on second. The count to Carson Wright is now 1-2. Rangers now with a runner in scoring position with an opportunity to extend their lead. 1-2 the count. Carson Wright at the plate for Northwestern. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Naff, and that's just off the outside corner for a ball, and the count moves to 2-2. Carson Wright, one of the team leaders in walks last year. 2-2 the count. Runner on second. Rangers leading it by a score of 1-0. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that's outside for a ball, and the count moves to 3-2. So Carson Wright, after starting off this at bat down 0-2, has now worked the count full with Hagen Barcelo in the on-deck circle. Naff checks the runner second. Here's the payoff pitch, and that hit him. So Carson Wright will take the first base, and that'll bring to the plate Hagen Barcelo. Barcelo's 1 for 1 in this game with a single. Barcelo, of course, with the bottom of the 8th grand slam in game 1 of our doubleheader to put the Rangers ahead 16-12, where they would eventually win the game. First pitch to Hagen Barcelo is on the outside corner for a strike, and the count is 0-1. 0-1 the count. Chad Green in the on-deck circle for the Rangers. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that's outside for a ball. Count moves to 1-1. So 1-1 the count. One pitch is fouled off. Count moves to 1-2. So 1-2 the count. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Bottom of the third. Rangers leading it 1-0. Trying to win their third straight game to start the season. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that ball is going to be smashed foul, and the count holds at 1-2. Naff gets the sign. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that's going to be swung on and missed for strike 3. So Hagen Barcelo becomes the 4th Ranger to strike out in the second game of the doubleheader. That'll bring to the plate Chad Green, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Rangers trying to get one across here, at least one across here in the third, extend their lead to 2-0. Here's the pitch. And the first pitch to Chad Green is low and outside for a ball. The count is 1-0. Here's Naff with a 1-0 pitch. And that's in there for a strike. So 1-1 the count. Rangers, of course, last year got off to a 7-1 start on their way to their best season under Coach Bowen, finishing 6th in the GAC last year, but were serious contenders till the very end. 1-1 the count here. And the 1-1 pitch taken low for a ball. Count moves to 2-1. So 2-1 the count to the Rangers' designated hitter, Chad Green. Here's the pitch. And that's over for a strike. And the count moves to 2-2. Chad Green's brother Connor Green in the on-deck circle for the Rangers. There's one out in the bottom of the third. The count is 2-2. Runners at first and second. Rangers leading it by a score of 1-0. And the 2-2 pitch is low and outside for a ball. The count moves to 3-2. Three and two the count. Chad Green looking to come through here with an RBI. Here's the payoff pitch. And that ball's going to be lifted into left field. Rangel looking back on it's going to get out of here. Chad Green with the 3-run home run. And the Rangers extend their lead to 4-0 on the strength of a home run by Carson Wright in the first. And now a 3-run home run by Chad Green here in the third. And there was no doubt when that ball left the bat, all Gregory Rangel could do for Colorado Christian was watch it go and go and go and go. So the Rangers now take a 4-0 lead. And that'll bring Connor Green to the plate. Panlasigi meeting with Chad Naff. Conference is over, and Connor Green will step to the plate. Still one out in the bottom of the third. Chad Green at the plate, Porter Pittman in the on-deck circle for the Rangers. And the first pitch to Connor Green is fouled off. The count's 0-1. The 0-1 count to Connor Green is taken for a ball. The count moves to 1-1. The count. Pitch inside for a ball. Count moves to 2-1. It's the 2-1 pitch. That ball's going to be smoked into left field, and that ball's going to get out of here. So Connor Green following up his brother. He goes yard. And the Rangers now lead it 5-0. Chad Green with the 3-run shot. Next batter, little brother Connor Green. He says, I can do it too. So the Rangers now lead it by a score of 5-0. That'll bring Porter Pittman to the plate. Still one out in the third, bottom of the third. Cougars do have a right-hander beginning to get warmed up in their bullpen. Well, in these two games of this doubleheader, when the Rangers have scored, they have scored in bunches. Here's the first pitch to Porter Pittman. That's down the line. That's going to be extra bases. Porter Pittman rounding first. He's headed to second. He might go for 3 here. He rounds second. He's headed to third. Here comes the throw. It's not going to be in time. And Porter Pittman is in with a triple. So the Rangers go home run, triple. And they got a chance for more here with Trevor Sayre coming to the plate. So 1 out, bottom of the third, runner now on third. Rangers have scored 4 times here in the third. Lead it by a score of 5-0. With Trevor Sayre at the plate, infield is in, trying to guard against a run. First pitch to Trevor Sayre is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Oh, and 1 the count. Here's the pitch, and that ball is going to be chopped foul. And the count will move to 0-2. Zach Vital in the on-deck circle for the Rangers. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that ball is going to be lifted to center field. Heinze's going back on it. He'll make the catch. Porter Pittman will tag up and he will score. And Trevor Sayre gets an RBI, and the Rangers lead is 6-0. So that'll bring to the plate Zach Vital. Vital walked in his first at bat. There's now 2 outs in the bottom of the third. As the Rangers have got to Cougars starting pitcher Chad Naff. Here's the first pitch to Vital. He swings, fouls it off, counts 0-1. Oh, and 1 the count. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. And the count moves to 1-1. Chad Naff now up to 59 pitches thrown, 37 of them for strikes. 1-1 pitch. And that's over for a strike, and the count moves to 1-2. So 1-2 the count. There are 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Rangers leading it by a score of 6-0. Hoping to complete the doubleheader sweep. Here's the pitch. And that ball is going to be roped down the third base line, but foul. If Zach Vital keeps the inning going, Jacob Wiltshire set to hit next for the Rangers. 1-2 the count. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that's going to be low and outside for a ball. The count moves to 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that ball is going to be slapped foul. Count will hold it 2-2. Zach Vital about to face pitch number 7 in this at bat. 2-2 pitch. And that's low for a ball. The count moves to 3-2. Oh, Zach Vital doing a good job of working the count full after falling behind 1-2. Here's the payoff pitch, and that's going to be hit right back up the middle, and that's going to get through for a base hit. You just kind of managed to squirt it right past the pitcher, Chad Naff. And that'll bring to the plate Jacob Wiltshire. So Zach Vital extending the inning. And the Rangers looking to add on even more here in the third. Leading it 6-0. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be outside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count. And the 1-0 pitch is taken for a strike. Chad Naff has now faced 18 batters. He's thrown a first pitch strike to 12 of them. 1-1 pitch. That squirted over for a base hit. Zach Vital down to second. And the Rangers are back to the top of their lineup with Dylan Bradford. So now runners on first and second. And it looks like the Cougars will make a call to the bullpen. On to pitch for Colorado Christian is Zachary Hill. Zachary Hill by way of Magnolia, Texas, on the northwest far edges of the Houston metropolitan area. He comes to Colorado Christian by way of El Paso Community College, way out in West Texas. El Paso Community College last year, he appeared in 6 games, pitched 10 innings, gave up 9 hits, 5 earned runs, including 2 home runs. He walked 11, struck out 9. And he'll try to settle things down here for the Cougars. Give them a chance maybe to try to get back in this one. But it's not an easy situation for him as the Rangers have runners on first and second. Dylan Bradford at the plate. Bradford today in this game is 1 for 2. He has singled and lined out sharply to right fielder Aiden Welsh. And if Dylan Bradford can extend the inning, then Hill has got to face Carson Wright and then Hagen Barcelo. So Zachary Hill. Favorite quote is by Nolan Ryan. It helps if the hitter thinks you're a little crazy. First pitch to Dylan Bradford is outside for a ball, and the count's 1-0. Zach Naff ends up going 2 2/3, although the book on him is not closed yet. 1-0 here to Dylan Bradford, and the 1-0 pitch is going to be fouled off, and the count moves to 1-1. 1-1 the count. 2 outs, bottom of the third. Rangers have scored 5 runs in this inning to extend their lead to 6-0. Here's the pitch. And that ball is going to be lined into right field. Aiden Welsh is on it. He can't get there. It's going to fall in for a hit. 1 run will score as Zach Vital comes around to score. Meanwhile, Wiltshire will get to third, and Dylan Bradford will get to second. And the Rangers come up with another run here. So that'll bring to the plate Carson Wright, who's got a home run in this game. And he's been hit by a pitch. So Rangers now leading it by a score of 7-0, with 6 of those runs coming here in the third. There's still 2 outs, but the meat of this Ranger lineup is at the plate. The first pitch to Carson Wright is low and outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0 to the Rangers' power hitting left fielder. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. The count moves to 2-0. So 7 runs on 9 hits for the Rangers. Carson Wright looking to add on here. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that misses for a ball. The count moves to 3-0. Hagen Barcelo in the on-deck circle for the Rangers, if Carson Wright manages to extend things here. 3-0 the count. Hill with the 3-0 pitch. And Carson Wright's taking all the way. And that's ball 4. So that'll load up the bases for Hagen Barcelo. Barcelo in this game has singled and he has struck out. First game of the doubleheader, he had 4 hits and 6 at-bats and 5 RBIs. So we'll see if Hagen Barcelo can go and hit a grand slam in back-to-back games. Rangers in this game have 3 home runs so far. Carson Wright and the Green brothers, Chad and Connor. And the first pitch to Hagen Barcelo. And that's going to be hit out to shallow left field. Back on it is the shortstop Acosta. And he does not make the catch. The Rangers score a run. Rangers score 2 runs. And we'll see how the official scorer wants to handle that. But that'll bring Chad Green up to the plate, with the Rangers now leading it by a score of 9-0. Chad Green has struck out in this game and he has hit a home run. Rangers with runners on first and second. 2 outs in the bottom of the third, leading it 9-0. Hill gets the sign, checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch, and that's way outside for a ball. And the count is 1-0. Nice job there by Ross Panlasigi to get to it, not allowing the runners to advance. So 1-0 the count. Bottom of the third, 2 outs. Rangers leading it by a score of 9-0. They've scored 8 runs in this inning. Here's the pitch. And that one's over for a strike, and the count moves to 1-1. By the way, the book is now closed on Chad Naff, who goes 2 2/3, gives up 8 earned runs, walked 1, struck out 4. That pitch is way outside, and the count moves to 2-1. No, it looks like they're going to call a balk, and the runners are going to advance. So now runners on second and third. Counts 1-1. That ball's going to be chopped back up the middle. Acosta with it. Fires over to first, and there's the third out for the Cougars. But the Rangers get 8 runs in the bottom of the third. They lead it by a score of 9-0. We're headed to the fourth. On to the fourth inning we go. Will Cates on the mound for the Rangers. Ranger offense have spotted him a 9-0 lead. They get 8 in the third. And he'll face Lucas Heinze, Gregory Rangel, and William Brazel. The first pitch to Heinze is taken for a strike. As Will Cates continues to go after these hitters with first pitch strikes. The 0-1 pitch is low for a ball. The count moves to 1-1. The lights have come on as the sun slowly begins to set here in northwestern Oklahoma. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that ball is going to be lifted foul, and the count moves to 1-2. One and two the count. Here's the pitch. And that ball is going to be sent to left field. Carson Wright is going to watch it, get over his head. It's going to hit the wall. Lucas Heinze is going to end up on second with the first hit of the ball game for Colorado Christian. And it's a stand-up double. So that'll bring Gregory Rangel to the plate. Rangel is 0 for 1 today. He grounded out in his first at-bat. So runner on second. Nobody out. Top of the fourth. Rangers leading by a score of 9-0. Will Cates gets the sign from Zach Vital. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that's going to be outside for a ball. And the count moves to 2-0. Cates checks the runner at second. The 2-0 pitch, and that's going to be low for a ball. Moves to 3-0. William Brazel in the on-deck circle for the Cougars. No runs on one hit for Colorado Christian. That pitch is swung on and missed. The count moves to 3-1. 9 runs on 10 hits for the Rangers. As the Ranger bats have certainly come alive today. 3-1 the count. Runner on second. 3-1 pitch is fouled off, and the count moves to 3-2. Cates checks the sign, checks the runner. Here's the payoff pitch. That ball's going to be chopped to first. Bradford up with it. He'll step on the bag, and there's the first out of the inning. Meanwhile, Heinze manages to get to third. And William Brazel will step to the plate. So Brazel's 0 for 1 today. He struck out swinging in his first at bat. There's one out in the top of the fourth. Rangers leading it 9-0. Here's the first pitch to Brazel, and that's going to be over for a strike. And the count is 0-1. One pitch just outside for a ball. The count moves to 1-1. Will Cates now has thrown 51 pitches, 34 of them for strikes. 17 have missed the strike zone. 1-1 the count here to William Brazel. And Brazel is swinging. He's going to pop that one up, and it's going to stay fair, and Zach Vital is going to not make the catch. So the count moves to 1-2. Cates gets the sign. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that's going to be fouled off. And the count's going to hold at 1-2. Major Maiden on deck for the Cougars. Maiden, of course, had those 2 home runs in the first game. 1-2 pitch is going to be fouled off. Zach Vital is there, makes the catch, and there's the second out of the inning. So that'll bring Major Maiden to the plate. In this game, he is 0 for 1. He popped up to second baseman Hagen Barcelo in his first at-bat. And the first pitch from Will Cates misses for a ball. One 0 pitch taken for ball 2. Will Cates now, by the way, has thrown a first pitch strike to 10 out of the 13 batters he's faced. 2-0 the count here, though, to Major Maiden. And that one's over for a strike, and the count moves to 2-1. So 2-1 the count. Lucas Heinze at third, following the leadoff double. He got pushed to third on the ground out. The 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed, and it moves the count to 2-2. There's 2 outs in the top of the fourth. Rangers leading it 9-0. But Colorado Christian with an opportunity here to get a run across. Here's the pitch, and that's swung on and missed for strike 3. So Will Cates, despite giving up the leadoff double, strands the runner at third. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Rangers leading this one by a score of 9-0. On to the fourth we go. Rangers will send Connor Green, Porter Pittman, and Trevor Sayre to the plate. The Cougars have made a defensive replacement, Tanner Ray, in now a catcher for our foes out of Colorado. Connor Green in this game is hit into a fielder's choice and homered. He was a part of that big 3-run inning where the Rangers had back-to-back home runs followed up by a triple from Porter Pittman, who was in the on-deck circle. Zachary Hill still on the mound for the Cougars. And the first pitch to Connor Green is outside for a ball. It's ball 1. So 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. And that ball's going to be chopped foul. The count moves to 1-1. Porter Pittman in the on-deck circle for the Rangers. Looking to follow up his triple. Last at bat. 1-1 the count here to Connor Green. And here's the pitch. An off-speed pitch can't quite catch the plate. And the count moves to 2-1. Two and one the count. Here's the pitch. And that's outside for a ball. So 3-1. Nobody on. Bottom of the fourth. Rangers leading it 9-0. Nobody out. Connor Green at the plate. Porter Pittman in the on-deck circle. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And that catches the inside corner for a strike. And the count moves to 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch. And that ball's going to be roped foul. The count holds at 3-2. Here's Zachary Hill with the payoff pitch. And that's low for ball 4. So Connor Green works the walk. That'll bring to the plate Porter Pittman. It's only the second walk issued by Cougar pitching in this game. Porter Pittman has struck out and tripled in this one. No one out in the bottom of the fourth. Runner on first. And the first pitch to Porter Pittman is high and inside. And the count is 1-0. The count. Here's the pitch. And that's high and inside. And the count moves to 2-0. The count, runner on first. Here's the pitch. And that's high and inside. That's 3 straight pitches that have been high and inside. And the count is now 3-0 to Porter Pittman. Trevor Sayre in the on-deck circle for the Rangers. So 3-0 the count, runner on first. The 3-0 pitch is inside, and that's ball 4. So Connor Green and Porter Pittman now on for the Rangers. Nobody out in the bottom of the fourth. Trevor Sayre to the plate. He is 0 for 2 today, but he does have an RBI. And he'll be followed by Zach Vital and Jacob Wiltshire. 2 on, nobody out, bottom of the fourth. Rangers leading at 9-0, following their 16-12 victory in the first game of the doubleheader. The first pitch to Trevor Sayers taken for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Zachary Hill, to this point, has thrown 23 pitches, only 9 of them for strikes. Oh and 1 the count here to the Rangers center fielder. And the 0-1 count is going to be lifted into center field. Heinze is back, makes the catch, and there's the first out of the inning. Zach Vital steps up. Zach in this game is 1 for 1 officially. He has a hit and he walked in his first at bat. So the Rangers looking to add on to their 9-0 lead. Here's the pitch. And that's outside for ball 1. Cougars do have a right-hander warming up in the bullpen. Zach Vital ahead in the count here, 1-0. Hill gets the sign. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that misses for a ball. And the count moves to 2-0. Connor Green at second, Porter Pittman at first. Zach Vital at the plate with 1 out. 2-0 the count. And time is going to be called. As they're going to say it's 3-0. Well, all right. 3-0. Oh, there must have been a pitch clock violation. Well, 3-0. Here's the pitch. And that misses for ball 4. So the bases are loaded. Jacob Wiltshire to the plate. Jacob is 1 for 2 in this game. He singled in his last at bat. And if he can get a single to poke through here somewhere, the Rangers will score at least 1 run. 1 out on the bottom of the 4th, bases full of Rangers. Here's the first pitch to Wiltshire, and that's low for a ball. Zachary Hill now has thrown 29 pitches, still only 10 of them for strikes. He just had some problems finding the plate. The 1-0 pitch, that's going to be slapped into left field. If it stays fair, it's trouble. I think it's going to be just foul, and it is just foul. Boy, that had extra bases written all over it, but as it is, it's just strike 1. So 1-1 the count. Hill gets the sign. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that's going to be over for a strike. The count moves to 1-2. One and two the count. Bases full of Rangers with 1 out in the 4th. Here's the pitch. And that misses for a ball. The count moves to 2-2. If Jacob Wiltshire continues, extends the inning, Dylan Bradford will be up. And the Rangers, of course, will have added on more runs. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. So Jacob Wiltshire goes down on strikes. 5th Ranger batter to strike out in this one. And that'll bring to the plate Dylan Bradford. Dylan in this game is 2 for 3. He has singled twice. And here's the first pitch to Dylan Bradford. That's going to be inside for a ball. So the count's 1-0 to the Rangers first baseman. The Rangers all-conference first baseman, we should say. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that ball's going to be roped foul. The count moves to 1-1. One and one the count. Bases full of Rangers. Here's the pitch. And that's behind Dylan Bradford. And the count moves to 2-1. Two and one the count. Here's the pitch. And that's outside for a ball. The count's now 3-1 as Zachary Hill is in danger of walking in a runner here. And the 3-1 pitch misses. So Connor Green will come in to score. And the Rangers now lead it by a score of 10-0. And that'll bring Carson Wright to the plate. Carson Wright in this game has homered. He's been hit by a pitch and he has walked. Also scored 2 runs, for that matter. Here's the first pitch to Carson Wright. Swing and a miss for strike one. Bottom of the fourth, 2 outs, bases loaded. Oh, and 1 the count to Carson Wright. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be high for a ball. And that'll move the count to 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that gets away from the catcher. Here comes Pittman, and he will score. And everybody else moves up a base. So now the count is 2-1 to Carson Wright with runners at second and third. As the woes continue for the Cougars in this second game of the doubleheader, Rangers leading it now 11-0. And the 2-1 pitch catches the outside corner, and the count moves to 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that's outside for a ball. And the count moves full to 3-2. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Connor Wright swings and misses for strike 3. But the Rangers pick up 2 more. They lead it now 11-0. We're headed to the 5th. So Will Cates on for his 5th inning of work for the Rangers. His offense has spotted him an 11-0 lead. And he will face Aiden Welsh, Gavin Acosta, and Connor Lang in the Cougar half of the 5th. First pitch to Aiden Welsh is a called strike, and the count is 0-1. 0-1 pitch. That's going to miss just outside. The count moves to 1-1. Will Case to this point, 4 innings pitched. He's given up 1 hit and struck out 5, no walks. That ball is going to be hit to shortstop Wiltshire, up with it, and the Golden Glover makes the play and makes it look easy. So Aiden Welsh retired 6-3, and that'll bring to the plate Gavin Acosta. Acosta in this game is 0 for 1. He grounded out to third baseman Connor Green in his first at-bat. Will Cates has now thrown 62 pitches, 42 of them for strikes. Here's the first pitch to Acosta, peel down to first. And no swing, says the first base umpire. And so that'll be ball 1. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. The count moves to 2-0. Will Cates absolutely just going after this Cougar lineup, throwing a lot of strikes and working fast. Here's the pitch. That ball is going to be ripped down the left field line, but it's going to go foul. And the count's going to move to 2-1. So 2-1 the count. No runs on 1 hit for the Cougars, 11 runs on 10 hits for the Rangers. 1 out in the top of the 5th. Here's the pitch, and Costa's going to get that bunt down. Will Cates over to field it. And on the throwing error, Acosta is going to reach base safely. So Connor Lang will step to the plate. No, it will not be Connor Lang, will it? It will be number 8, Landry Ham, to the plate. Glad I caught that one. Gavin Acosta at first. There's 1 out in the top of the 5th. So runner on first, 1 out in the top of the 5th. Rangers leading it by a score of 11-0. Landry Ham at the plate to face Will Cates. And the first pitch from Cates is outside for a ball. The count is 1-0. 1-0 the count. And Landry Ham will foul off the 1-0 pitch, and that'll get us to 1-1 as that one goes foul. Taylor McLeod in the on-deck circle for the Cougars. 1-1 the count to Landry Ham. Here's the pitch, and that catches the outside corner for a strike. The count moves to 1-2. Runner on first, 1 out, top of the 5th. Rangers leading it by a score of 11-0. Cates checks the runner. Here's the pitch. That ball's going to be fouled. And the count's going to hold it 1-2. Rangers have 5 extra base hits in this one, following their first game where they had multiple extra base hits. The 1-2 pitch is taken for a ball. The count moves to 2-2. Rangers with a right-hander warming up in their bullpen. Here's the pitch from Cates, and that just misses for a ball. The count moves to 3-2. Will Cates hasn't walked a batter in this game, but he's gotten a full count here against Landry Ham. Here's the payoff pitch, And that's ball 4. So following the bunt single by Gavin Acosta, and now the walk issued to Landry Ham, Colorado Christian has runners at first and second with 1 out, top of the 5th. Rangers, of course, leading it by a score of 11-0, and that'll send Taylor McLeod to the plate. McLeod was called out on strikes on his first at-bat, one of the 5 strikeouts for Will Cates in this one. Here's the first pitch, and that's over for a strike. And the count to Taylor McLeod is 0-1. So 0-1 the count. Runners at first and second, 1 out, top of the 5th. Here's the pitch, and that's a strike. And the count moves to 0-2 on the Cougar second baseman. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be hit right back up the middle. Cates knocks it down, fires over to first, and there's the second out of the inning. 1-3 if you're scoring at home. Oh, nice job with the glove there by Will Cates. Meanwhile, Gavin Acosta moves to third, and Landry Ham moves to second. Tanner Ray at the plate now for the Cougars with his first at bat of the season. And the first pitch to Tanner Ray is outside for a ball. Count is 1-0. So 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. And that's over for a strike. Count is now 1-1. Cates gets the sign. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that's going to be inside for a ball. And the count moves to 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And they'll appeal down to first. And yes, he did. That is a strike. So the count's 2-2. There's 2 outs, top of the 5th. Runners at second and third. Will Cates trying to hold the Cougars scoreless here. The 2-2 pitch is going to be just inside for a ball. The count moves to 3-2. On deck for the Cougars will be their leadoff hitter, Lucas Heinze. 3-2 the count. Here's the payoff pitch. And that ball is going to be skied foul. Dylan Bradford is over. And he makes the catch. So Will Cates keeps them scoreless for the 5th. We move to the bottom of the 5th. Rangers leading this one 11-0. Well, leading off for the Rangers here in the bottom of the fifth is going to be Chase Hamilton. Coach Bowen's going to give some of his non-starters a chance here in an 11-0 game. Rangers got 1 in the first, 8 in the third, 2 in the fourth. Zachary Hill still on the mound for the Cougars. And the first pitch to Hamilton is over for a strike. The count is 0-1. Cougars do have a right-hander up in their bullpen. 0-1 the count to Chase Hamilton. Here's the pitch, and that hit him. So Chase Hamilton will go to first. And that'll bring to the plate Jason McCarty for the Rangers. And that'll bring a pitching change from the Cougars. So we'll tell you who it is as soon as we know. Well, on to pitch for the Cougars. It's going to be 6'4" senior Bennett Manley. Manley out of Edina, Minnesota. Last pitched in 2023, where he made 3 appearances, pitched 3 2/3 innings, gave up 7 hits, 4 earned runs, walked 4, struck out 7. Opponents hitting .368 off of him that year. First pitch to Jason McCarty is over for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Chase Hamilton at first base. Jason McCarty at the plate. And here's the pitch. That one is swung and fouled off, and the count moves to 0-2. The count. And the 0-2 pitch is taken for a ball. Count moves to 1-2. Connor Green in the on-deck circle for the Rangers. He would be followed by Porter Pittman, but we'll see if Coach decides to pinch hit for the starting right fielder. The 1-2 pitch is taken for a ball. The count moves to 2-2. Rangers in all 3 games of this series so far have jumped out to early leads. Here's the pitch, and that's fouled off. And the count will hold at 2-2. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss. So Jason McCarty down on strikes. That'll bring Connor Green to the plate. Connor's 1 for 2 today. He has walked and homered. Porter Pittman looks like he is in the on-deck circle, so he will get his at-bat. Bennett Manley checks the runner at first. And the first pitch to Connor Green is taken for a strike. The count is 0-1. We're in the bottom of the 5th. There's 1 out. Rangers leading it by a score of 11-0. No runs on 2 hits for Colorado Christian. 11 runs on 10 hits for the Rangers. 0-1 the count to Connor Green. 0-1 pitch is swung on. That gets through for a base hit. Chase Hamilton will hold up at second base. And Connor Green has his second hit of the day. So that'll bring Porter Pittman to the plate. Pittman is 1 for 2 today. He has walked, he has struck out, and he has tripled. Runners at first and second, 1 out, bottom of the 5th. And here's the first pitch to Pittman, and that's going to squeeze through for a base hit. Hamilton rounds third. He will score, and the Rangers take a 12-0 lead, and Porter Pittman has an RBI. So that'll bring to the plate Brandon Jennings, who will pinch hit for Trevor Sayre. Jennings, a freshman from College Station, Texas, by way of A&M Consolidated High School down there in Aggie land. First pitch to Brandon Jennings is low for a ball. The count is 1-0. Rangers have runners at first and second. They've scored in every inning of this game other than the second. That's the one inning where they didn't score. They've scored in every other inning. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch, and that misses for a ball. And the count moves to 2-0. Looks like the Rangers have a lefty getting warm in their bullpen. We'll see if Coach Bowen wants to put Will Cates out for another inning. Will has pitched really well today. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and that's going to be outside for a ball. Count moves to 3-0 on the Rangers freshman outfielder making his first appearance as a Ranger. 3-0 the count. Runners at first and second. Here's the 3-0 pitch, and that one's going to be rope foul. And that'll move the count to 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And Brandon Jennings skies that one out to center field. Heinze back on it, makes the catch. Runners will hold up. And there's the second out of the inning. Rangers will pinch hit here for Zach Vital. It'll be Trevor Stiles, criminal justice major out of Houston. Trevor getting his first at bat of the season. Now there's 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. And the first pitch to Trevor Stiles is on the outside corner for a strike. The count is 0-1. Connor Green at second, Porter Pittman at first. Rangers leading at 12-0. In the bottom of the 5th. Reminder, this is a shortened game, only 7 innings, this one. Here's the pitch, and Trevor Stiles will foul that one off. The count moves to 0-2. The count. Trevor Stiles at the plate with his first plate appearance of the season for the Rangers. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that one's going to be grounded to short. Acosta with it. Oh, he misses the throw. Connor Green will come in to score. Porter Pittman will stay at second. And the Rangers now with a 13-0 lead on the throwing error by the shortstop. So Jacob Wiltshire will come to the plate. He is 1 for 3 today. He is singled. And the first pitch to Wiltshire is taken for a ball. The count is 1-0. If Wiltshire extends the inning, looks like it'll be Colby Jarnigan who will be next up to bat for the Rangers. 13 runs now on 12 hits for Northwestern. The 1-0 pitch is taken high for a ball. The count moves to 2-0. The count. 2 on, 2 out. Bottom of the 5th. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and that's inside for a ball. The count moves to 3-0. So Jacob Wiltshire trying to work a walk here. Here's the 3-0 pitch. And that's low for ball 4. So that'll load up the bases. Colby Jarnigan to the plate for the Rangers. Well, bases loaded for the Rangers junior health and sports science major out of Enid. And he will face Bennett Manley on the mound for the Cougars. And the first pitch to Jarnigan is low for a ball. Counts 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that's over for a strike. Count moves to 1-1. 1-1 the count. Manley gets the sign from Tanner Ray. Here's the pitch, and that ball is going to be absolutely roped down the first base line, but that's going to be foul, and that'll move the count to 1-2. David Chronister in the on-deck circle for the Rangers, hoping to get a shot at this one. If Colby Jarnigan can extend it. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that's low for a ball. The count moves to 2-2. Two and two the count. Rangers leading at 13-0. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that's inside for a ball, and the count moves to 3-2. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and that one's roped down the line, but that will also go foul, and the count will hold at 3-2. You know, one of the big issues in this game anyway for Colorado Christian is just the pitcher's inability to throw strikes, as they have walked 7 batters in less than 5 innings. Here's the pitch, and that's a called strike 3. But the Rangers scored 2 more. They lead at 13-0. We're going to the 6th. Well, as we move to the 6th inning with the Rangers leading it by a score of 13-0, we have a host of changes to tell you about, and I certainly hope I got all of them. Matthew Potts into pitch for the Rangers. Will Cates, the starter in this second game, goes 5 innings, gives up 2 hits, walked 1, struck out 5, gave up no runs. I believe number 20, Trevor Stiles, is in to catch. Chase Hamilton in at second, Colby Jarnigan at first. Porter Pittman moves over to left field. The first pitch to Lucas Heinze is a ball. And David Chronister in right, and I believe Brandon Jennings in center. And I think that's all of them. So 1-0 the count. The 1-0 pitch just misses out. No, it catches the outside corner, doesn't it, for a strike? The count moves to 1-1. Coach Bowen taking advantage of an opportunity here to get some of his other guys a little bit of work. 1-1 pitch misses outside for a ball. The count moves to 2-1. And 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. And that just misses inside for a ball. The count moves to 3-1. Well, 3-1 the count. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and that ball's going to be roped into left field. Back on it's Porter Pittman, and there's the first out of the inning. That'll bring to the plate Gregory Rangel. Rangel is 0 for 2 today. He has grounded out twice, once to second baseman Hagen Barcelo, once to first baseman Dylan Bradford. But the Rangers with a new right side of the infield in this inning. First pitch to Rangel is taken for a strike, and the count is 0-1. So 0-1 the count. Nobody on, 1 out in the top of the 6th of a 7-inning game. Here's the pitch. And that's swung on a miss for strike 2. Oh and 2 the count. Here's the pitch. And that ball's going to be hit to second baseman Chase Hamilton up with it. Fires to first. And Rangel is retired for the 3rd time on a grounder to the right side of the infield. This one goes 4-3 if you're scoring it along at home. And that'll bring William Brazel to the plate for... No, it will not. We have a pinch hitter for the Cougars. And the pinch hitter is going to be number 25, Luis Acuna. So Acuna stepping in to face Matthew Potts. Two out in the top of the 6th. Here's the pitch. And that just misses for a ball. The count is 1-0. One and 0 the count. Here's the pitch. And that is way outside for a ball. The count moves to 2-0. Potts gets the sign. And here's the pitch. And that's outside for a ball. The count moves to 3-0. Three and 0 the count. Here's the pitch, and that's ball 4. So that's the first walk issued by Ranger pitchers here in the second game of the doubleheader, and that will bring to the plate number 29, Brandon Schramm, who will be pitch hitting for Matthew Maiden. Maiden with the 2 home runs in the first game of this doubleheader. Schramm, a junior out of Littleton, Colorado. Here's the pitch from Potts. And the first pitch to Schramm is low and outside for a ball. The count is 1-0. So 1 on, 2 outs, top of the 6th. Rangers leading it 13-0. Matthew Potts on the mound for the Rangers, getting his first work of this new season. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be hit to third base. Connor Green up with it, fires to first, and there's the 3rd out of the inning. Bottom of the 6th we go. Rangers leading it 13-0. Well, Bennett Manley on to face the Rangers here in the bottom of the 6th. As we are getting some last-minute words from Colorado coach. David Chronister will face Manley here to lead things off. All right, we're ready to go. Chronister stepping into the plate to face Bennett Manley. Rangers got 1 in the first, 8 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth. Lead at 13-0. Chronister is first pitch swinging. That'll be fouled off. And the count is 0-1. Chase Hamilton in the on-deck circle for the Rangers. 0-1 the count to David Chronister. And the 0-1 pitch is over for a strike, and the count moves to 0-2. The 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. And there's the first out of the Rangers' 6th. That'll bring to the plate Chase Hamilton. Hamilton was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat, and he will be followed by Jason McCarty, and we believe Connor Green. So Chase Hamilton steps to the plate, and here's the pitch. And the first pitch to Chase Hamilton is low for a ball. The count is 1-0. Rangers, again, remember, will have a first pitch tomorrow in this series clinching or series finale. 1-0 pitch is fouled off. Count moves to 1-1. First pitch tomorrow at noon right here at Glass Family Field. And then the Rangers will play Newman University, also right here at Glass Family Field on Tuesday. 1-1 pitch is taken for a strike, and the count moves to 1-2. First pitch on Tuesday is at 4 o'clock. So 1-2 the count, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Rangers leading at 13-0. And here's the pitch, and that's going to be outside for a ball. And that'll bring the count to 2-2. Jason McCarty in the on-deck circle waiting for his chance. Chase Hamilton at the plate, looking to pick up hit number 1 on the early season. Here's the pitch, and that's swung on and missed for strike 3. So that'll be the second out for the Rangers, and that'll bring to the plate Jason McCarty. McCarty struck out swinging in his first at-bat. In the first pitch, McCarty swings and hits a foul ball. 0-1 the count. Bennett Manley to this point has pitched an inning and 2/3. He's thrown 37 pitches, 23 of them for strikes. He's given up 1 run. It was unearned. Walked 1, struck out 4. The 0-1 pitch to Jason McCarty is low for a ball. The count moves to 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is lifted to shallow left field. Trying to track it is Gregory Rangel. He makes the catch. And there's the third out of the inning. So On to the 7th we go. Rangers going to try to close this one out. They lead it 13-0. On to the 7th we go. Rangers leading this one by a score of 13-0. In to pitch for the Rangers is number 21, Logan Sandoval. Sandoval, freshman out of Alot, New Mexico, by way of Ruidoso High School. In the mountains of New Mexico. He'll face Aiden Welsh, Gavin Acosta, and Landry Ham. At least that's who's scheduled to hit. The first pitch to Aiden Welsh, who is 0 for 2 today, is a foul ball. And the count is 0-1. So 0-1 the count. Logan Sandoval making his first appearance as a Ranger. 0-1 pitch is grounded right back up the middle for a base hit. And the Cougars have their leadoff runner aboard. That'll bring up Gavin Acosta. Acosta is 1 for 2 in this game. He grounded out to third base. And he also reached by a bunt single. He was a triple shy of the cycle, however, in the first game of this doubleheader. The first pitch from Sandoval is a swing and a miss. And the count is 0-1. So 0-1 the count. Rangers trying to close this one out. Here's the pitch, and that's a swing and a miss for strike 2. So 0-2 the count. Landry Ham in the on-deck circle for the Cougars. Sandoval gets the sign. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be fouled off. And the count will hold at 0-2. Matthew Potts came in and pitched the 6th inning for the Rangers. Threw 14 pitches, walked 1, didn't strike out anyone, didn't give up any runs. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And Logan Sandoval, it's a pretty impressive feat for a freshman. Striking out as good a hitter as Gavin Acosta. So that'll bring Landry Ham to the plate. Ham's got one other plate appearance in this game, but he doesn't have an official at bat as he drew a walk. So 1 out in the top of the 7th. Rangers leading it 13-0. And here's the first pitch to Ham. And Ham swings and fouls that one off. And the count is 0-1. Won the count. Sandoval checking the runner at first. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be chopped to third. Up to second for 1. The throw to first, and that's it. And the Rangers win this one by a score of 13-0. And what a way for it to end with a really slick double play. As the double play goes 5-4-3. So that will conclude the second game of the doubleheader. Rangers get 1 in the first, 8 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth. And that accounts for their 13 runs. 3-man pitching monster for the Rangers. Will Cates, as the starter, went 5 innings. Gave up 2 hits, walked 1, struck out 5, didn't give up any runs or earned runs. Matthew Potts pitched an inning, walked 1, no earned runs. And then Logan Sandoval pitched an inning, gave up 1 hit, no walks, no earned runs. Offensively in this one, the Rangers were led by Dylan Bradford, who had 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Hagen Barcelo had 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Those 2 RBIs went along with the 5 RBIs he had in the first game, so a 7 RBI day for Hagen Barcelo. Carson Wright went 1 for 2 with an RBI. Green, the designated hitter, went 3 for 3. He also picked up, no, he went 1 for 3, and he had 3 RBIs. Connor Green picked up 2 hits and an RBI. Porter Pittman, 2 hits and an RBI. Zach Vitale hit and an RBI. And so all in all, the Rangers cruise rather easily in the second game. Home runs by Carson Wright and the Green brothers, who went back-to-back in the third inning as part of that 8-run third inning. So all in all, dominant performance, at least in this second game for the Rangers. First pitch tomorrow will be at noon. So they'll close out the series against these same Colorado Christian Cougars. So for everyone who's watched, listened, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.